Sonoma County's also getting a little bit of rain this morning, nothing like the Southland, but you might be wondering what that bit of rain means for all of those grapes. We sent John Ramos to St. Helena to check on the wine crop.
There's no doubt about it. This has been an unusual summer, topped off by the first tropical storm in more than 80 years. But through it all, the grapevines live on. They've seen it all before. The heavy overcast was just enough to take the edge off predicted 90-degree weather in St. Helena. Visitors to the Visatui winery didn't need the shade trees to stay cool even this late in the summer.
We have a few days that are incredibly hot, and then today I'm thinking this is maybe part of Hurricane Hillary from San Diego.
It's not actually part of the Hillary storm front, that's much farther east, but it could be influencing how gray and humid it is in August. Light rain fell briefly on parts of Napa and Sonoma counties in the morning.
I actually had a few raindrops on my drive in this morning.
Brooks Painter is the director of winemaking at Visatui. He says from the start it looked like the storm would miss the region, but in farming, you just never know.
We look at the weather 5 times a day, and so it's always a consideration.
As it is, the trace amount of rain that has fallen is no threat to the vineyards. With the unusually cool summer so far, Painter says the grapes are maturing more slowly, about 2 to 3 weeks behind schedule. The different colors in this Cabernet cluster show how the berries are ripening at different rates, but they're still too hard and immature to face any threat from rain. It is only when they get very close to harvest that they become vulnerable to mold and mildew from an unexpected storm.
Our typical harvest starts around September 1. If we had a tremendous rainstorm September 15th or September 20th, it can really have very bad effects on the grapes.
The vines themselves are incredibly resilient, with some living more than 100 years. When they're dormant in the winter, no amount of rain or cold seems to affect them. And even if something happens during the growing season to damage a crop, it will have little impact on the following year's fruit.
So if we have a very wet season or have some problems in one particular year, it doesn't necessarily bode poorly for the following year. Each year has its own opportunity to be as good or bad as it wants to.
That feeds right into the farmer's eternal sense of optimism, that no matter what kind of challenges the changing climate throws at them, in their minds, next year's crop will always be even better.
Well, that's a good way to look at it. The winemaker said that the delayed ripening season will be good for the quality of wine grapes, giving them more time to mature, but he said it also delays the harvest, pushing it closer to the autumn rain. And when we come back, saying goodbye to a Bay Area broadcast legend.